Well, hello everyone, my name is Zwiggojr and welcome back to another video, and today it's another hardcore Nuzlocke, baby. Today we're going to be taking on Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, no, not Platinum, with only electric types. And did you know that there are only two fire-type Pokemon in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl? Those are Infernape and Rapidash. Well, with the electric type, it's almost the same. There's actually only 3 stages of evolution that I can pick from. Those are Pachirisu, Raichu, and Luxray. All of the other Pokemon that are electric type are only available after the post-game. So Pokemon like Magnezone, Rotom, or Electivire are not going to be available to me. But electric types only have one weakness, and that is ground, and there is only one ground type trainer in this entire game, and that's Bertha. So we should be able to squirm ourselves through a lot of situations, and since Raichu also has a pretty wide move pool and some very great stats, I don't think we'll have too much trouble with this game. Let's try to aim for 19 likes. And don't forget to subscribe because we are so close to 200,000 subscribers, which would be a huge milestone. And with that, let's start this electric type hardcore Nuzlocke in Pokemon Diamond. I name myself Thor, no, not after this Thor, but after the real Thor. And since ground is our only weakness, who else to pick for our rival's name but the best earthbender ever, Toph. I decided to not change my starter into an electric type because Shinx is available on the next route already. So I picked Piplup, which will be an amazing HM Pokemon if I need one. We then went to the lab because we kinda stole this man's Pokemon, and as our punishment we have to fill out a Pokedex. Well, I don't think we're actually going to do that. After running off and making false promises, we capture ourselves a Shinx with Intimidate, one of the best abilities in the game. I name her Farah. No reason, I've just been playing too much Warzone lately. Decide to beat up the local wildlife, to train up my little kitten, and then we had to go to school to get ourselves a PhD. But we dropped out and became a delivery person. After delivering the package to Toph, I decided to take on these 2 trainers because after you beat them, one of them gives you the hidden power TM, which is going to be very useful for the first gym. After getting our free Poketch, wanted to travel to the next town, but Toph stops us. Luckily, we are already a little bit over-leveled here because we can over-level in between gym battles. And right now, he only has 2 Pokemon, Starly and Turtwig. I gave him Turtwig so that we would have to fight Torterra later on, which will be harder for us. But our bites easily overpowered him. I just realized that I haven't really explained the rules yet. So here they are. We can only use electric type Pokemon in battle. There will always be level caps after and before every gym, but those will be on screen. And I can capture 1 electric type Pokemon per route if there is one available, and I cannot use any duplicate Pokemon. We're also playing on set mode, and items in battle are not allowed. So with those rules out of the way, let's meet up with Brock. It's not Brock, it's Byron. Wait, no, that's his father. I'm sorry, this is Rourke. Our hidden power has to be one of 4 typings. It could be fighting, steel, grass, or water, and will be good. So fingers crossed on one of those 4 typings. After luring it to my Shinx, I found out that it was super effective on all of his Pokemon, and we just sweeped the entire gym. His Geodude, Onix, and Cranidos were no match for my hidden power water, as it turned out. I checked it and it was hidden power water. Our Shinx also reached level 15, so now we have a Luxio on the team. We then helped our other rival Dawn with these Team Galactic people, went to the Valley Windworks to capture ourselves a little electric squirrel called Pachirisu, and his name will be Hammy from Over the Hedge. If you have seen that movie, comment down below, because this squirrel is the best character ever. Now we have to stop some more Team Galactic plans by taking on Mars and her fat cat. And she was honestly another pushover, killing the Zubat with a spark. For the fat cat, I switched back into Pachirisu to go for some charms and lower its attack. Then I swapped back into Luxio and I immediately get hit by a critical hit, of course. But even with that critical hit, it only took me 3 more sparks to take down Perugly and save the Valley Windworks. We traveled through the forest with this green-haired lady, and we meet up with Gardenia for our second gym battle. I decided to lead with Hammy against the Cherubi. Now the only thing this Cherubi can really do to us is hit us with a Leech Seed, which will be really annoying, but luckily it didn't actually use Leech Seed and my Pachirisu took it out with 3 Swifts. The last one being a critical hit. Then a Turtwig came out, so I decided to charm this thing because it has Razor Leaf, a physical grass type move. And once I crippled its attack, I started spamming Swift. And the Turtwig didn't really hit me that often and went for withdrawal like 90% of the time. So we easily took it out after she used a couple of potions. Then the last Pokemon is the big one, Roserade. Standing strong at level 22, I was not confident that I could take this thing down. I went for a quick attack and then got paralyzed by Stun Spore. I then kept going for quick attack and Swifts, while it hit me with Poison Stings and Grass Knots, and eventually my pachirisu went down into red health and got paralyzed. I knew that I couldn't switch out into Luxray because he would go down in 2 hits if Roserade went for Magical Leaf, and that's exactly what I did, and Hammy is now dead. Well, that is not a great start to the Nuzlocke, but we now switch into Luxray, who was able to bite this Roserade twice and take it out, but if the Roserade would have gone for 2 attacking moves, but I got super lucky that it went for Stun Spore on the second turn. I then still went to the Hounded Mansion and checked out if I couldn't get Rodome. But yeah, as I told you guys, he's only available in the post game. So now we have to take on another admin in Jupiter. But she was easy to beat, just sparking the Zubat and then sparking the Skuntank twice in order to win. And save this man's Pokemon so that he will give us a free bike. Now the next gym badge is actually pretty far away, so before we do that we have to go to Heart Home City and beat our rival again. But this once again was very easy, one-shotting Starly with Spark, Weasel as well. Grotle then was able to withstand a lot of my bites because it used Withdraw, but the only attacking move he used was Absorb, so we still easily wiped the floor with it. And we then also 2-shot the last Pokemon Ponyta because our first bite flinched. I still feel like Luxray and Luxray should be part Dark type though. For this we had a little bit more traveling to do, so my Luxray evolved into a Luxray at level 30, and 30 is also the level cap. So we are now ready to take on Maylene. Luckily I picked up the TM for Thunder down at the department store, which means that we can one-shot Meditite with Thunder, and then kill Lucario with a Thunder Spark combo, but this was pretty close because I think if we hit 5 Bone Rushes, we almost would have died here. Luckily he only hit 3, so we were left with half of our health after taking down Lucario. And the last Pokemon, Machoke, was another one-shot with Thunder. So after getting our 3rd gym badge, we went on over to the gardens down at the big mansion to get ourselves a Pichu. No, not a Pikachu, because Pichu can learn Nasty Plot, one of the most overpowered moves in this game right now for us. After naming it Susan, I maxed out its friendship and evolved it into Pikachu. I then went mining for shards and stones in order to evolve my Pikachu into a Raichu. And then we have to go ahead and take on Crasher Wave, but we can't use Luxray because Luxray is already level 31 and the level cap for this gym is the same as for last gym, level 30. And for this fight, I learned my Raichu Grass Knot, which is just going to be amazing, and we definitely have to keep this for Bertha as well. And with that, we can one-shot Gyarados with Thunderbolt, Quagsire with Grass Knot, and Floatzel hits us with a Pursuit, but we hit back with Thunderbolt and win our 5th gym badge very easily. Actually, this is our 4th. This would be our 5th one in Platinum. We then talk to this Team Galactic goon who's talking to himself, and after he runs off, we have another rival battle with Toph. So I just decided to set up 3 nasty plots on his first Pokemon, Starly, and then sweep Starly with Thunderbolt. And we then also beat up Ponyta, Grotle, and Weasel because we're just way too strong right now. So yeah, nasty plot basically goes boom. But I feel like it's fair since we only have 2 Pokemon to work with. We then pick up the secret potion from this blonde-haired girl that's definitely not the champion. We make our way through the foggy route, which is the most annoying route in any Pokemon game. I stand by this statement, and I will forever refuse to get defog. After then looking at these painted walls, we get ourselves the HM for Surf, and normally we would now move over to Canalave City, but first we have to take on Fantina back at Heart Home City. And yeah, we just set up 2 more nasty plots with Raichu, and then we one-shot Drifblim, one-shot Gengar, and also one-shot Miss Magiazol with Thunderbolts. This is going to become a habit, isn't it? Anyway, we get our 5th gym badge, which means that we now have the ability to surf, and so we have to move on to Canalave City to take on Toph again. He starts off with Staravia, but I decide to lead off with a Luxray this time and just kill it with Spark. Next on out is Ponyta, so I switch on over to Raichu, then set up 3 nasty plots, but I also got hit with 3 stomps, which did a major amount of damage actually. And then I was left with only 19 HP after a takedown, but Raichu's Thunderbolt once again reigned supreme against Ponyta, Heracross, Groudon, and finally Buizel. Who needs any Pokemon when you just have a Raichu with Nasty Plot? Now let's move on over to Rourke, I mean Byron. The man has a Bronzor which can physically or mentally not touch my Raichu. Its moves barely do any damage, but it does have Hypnosis and Confuse Ray, which was annoying. But I was still able to set up my Nasty Plots without hitting myself in my confusion, and then wipe out this Bronzong from existence with Thunderbolt, destroy Steelix with a Grass Knot because it's super heavy, and then Bastiodon somehow doesn't go down to a Grass Knot. I mean, it looks heavy, but apparently it isn't. So he heals up and I decide to just finish it with Thunderbolt, giving us our 6th gym badge. We then go into a library and an earthquake happens. You know what we learned from this? Just don't enter libraries. And now we have to go save the 3 lake trios, yada yada yada. We're way too late. And with the Raichu's Nasty Plot Thunderbolt combo, we just swept through both of them, Saturn and Mars. It was like they were literally not even trying to beat me. And then I totally forgot this, but to get the HM for strength, you have to go to the most random place ever, the top of the ghost tower. Like, why? I totally get why they changed all of these things in Pokemon Platinum. Let's just hope they've also changed them for Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Now, in order to take on the next gym, I decided to go back to the department store and pick up the TM for Focus Blast for Raichu. I know it's not really accurate, but it's going to help us quite a bit against the Bomb Snow. Jumping into the Candace fight, we immediately see that she starts off with Snover, so I can just set up some nasty plots on this thing because it's not that strong. I realized that I really only needed one, and then I one-shotted Snover with Focus Blast. A Bomb Snow came out. I did not miss my second Focus Blast and took him down as well. We then one-shotted Medicham with Thunderbolt. Sneasel somehow outsped my Raichu and hit me with a feint attack, which did a lot of damage, but we countered back with Thunderbolt and won our 7th gym badge as well. This does make me a little bit worried for Weavile from Cyrus. We then see Barry lose to Jupiter. I don't know how, but it happened, maybe because he doesn't evolve his Groudon into a Torterra. After this, we went on over to the Cyrus headquarters, and we meet up in his office to have our first battle with Cyrus here, which was very easy. We didn't even need nasty plots. We just one-shot Murkrow and Golbat with Thunderbolt, and then obliterate Sneasel after he hits us with a quick attack with a Focus Blast. He then gives us the Master Ball, which we will sadly enough never use, because there is no more electric types in the game. And then Saturn wants a rematch. It didn't really end up so well for him, because Susan with a +1 nasty plot equals death for Saturn's Pokemon. We are never seeing those again, but we are freeing the Lake Trio though. After we then turn into a hiker by climbing Mount Coronet, we eventually reach the top and see that Cyrus is summoning the time god himself, Dialga. He starts changing the world, so we have to take on the 2 admins. Once again, we just went with the nasty plot and the Thunderbolt combo on the Bronzor, the Purugly, and the Golbat on the right side, so that we only have to take on one side at a time, and keeping the Bronzor alive from the other team means that we're not going to get hit very hard. After doing that, we were also able to take down the Bronzor, the other Golbat, and the other Skuntank. These admins got absolutely humiliated. Let's move on over to Cyrus himself before he ruins the world, shall we? Since Cyrus only has 4 Pokemon in this game, I don't even have to set up a nasty plot. I can just one-shot Honchkrow with Thunderbolt, one-shot Gyarados with Thunderbolt. I knew his Weavile was going to outspeed, but I'm still at full health and he shouldn't be able to one-shot me from this range. Luckily, he didn't go for his strongest move, Ice Punch, and he went for X-Scissors, so we survive and hit back with a Focus Blast, not missing luckily, and taking out Weavile. And last up was Crobat, and since we're pretty low on HP here, I decided to switch into Luxray. I know it's been a while since you've seen him. And after hitting the Crobat with 2 more Sparks, we can finally put an end to Cyrus's schemes. So after being congratulated by Professor Rowan for being the best 10-year-old boy there is, I moved on over to Sunny Shore City to take on Volkner. And he's basically my nemesis, being the only electric type gym leader. But he only has 2 electric type Pokemon in Luxray and Raichu, since there's only 3 in this game, and he doesn't even have pachirisu. Anyway, he leads off with his own Raichu, so I set up a nasty plot and I miss a focus blast and I get hit with a couple of moves, but I'm still left with more than half of my health. Eventually he uses a potion, I set up another nasty plot, and then I kill him with another focus blast. This was very risky, but I went for another focus blast on Luxray, otherwise he could have killed me with Crunch. The next Pokemon is just an Octillery, so that's a one-shot with Thunderbolt, and last up is Ambipom, which luckily enough doesn't outspeed me, so we once again kill with Thunderbolt, and we now have 8th gym badges, which means that we can move on over to Victory Road. And besides Blissey walling my Raichu a little bit, there really was nothing that could stand in my way in order to reach the Pokemon League itself. But once we reached that Pokemon League, we once again had to fight our rival. This leading Pokemon is going to be a Staraptor, and I know I have to set up some nasty plots on this thing. Even though it was able to hit me with 2 close combats, I was still able to survive and then kill with Thunderbolt. Now this is why I had to set up the nasty plots, this Torterra. I still wasn't sure if Grass Knot was going to kill, but I used it and I came out on top, otherwise this run would have been dead. I'm glad Torterra is such a heavy boy. Snorlax then surprisingly got one-shot by Thunderbolt. I probably should have used Focus Blast just to be sure, but then again I could have missed. And the last 3 Pokemon, Heracross, Floatzel, and Rapidash all went down to Thunderbolts. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. With this final battle out of the way, we now take on Aaron of the Elite Four with his bug types. He has a Dustox as his leading Pokemon. As you all know, Dustox really isn't that attacking minded, so we can easily set up some nasty plots on that thing, but he does have Toxic. Luckily, while I was setting up 2 nasty plots, he just went for a Bug Buzz and a double team, so I then one-shot it with Thunderbolt. Heracross, Vespiquen, Drapion, and then finally Beautifly all couldn't outspeed my Raichu, and we just managed to one-shot all of them with Thunderbolts as well. So now we move over to the one guy, or should I say girl, that was going to stand in my way, Bertha. She leads off with Quagsire, and this thing has Dig. If it goes for Dig, one of my Pokemon is probably going down. But I have to set up nasty plots in order to one-shot Sudowoodo, and ensure a kill on Hippowdon as well. So after setting up 2 nasty plots, I was able to hit a Grass Knot on the Quagsire because it went for Double Team, and Protect, and not Dig for some reason. Hippowdon was then an easy one-shot with Grass Knot, Golem as well. On Whiscash is going to be 4 times super effective, so it doesn't really matter that it's not that heavy, it still goes down. And last up, Sudowoodo. This was going to be a close one because Sudowoodo is not that heavy, and I probably should just go for a Thunderbolt, but still Grass Knot managed to one-shot. The next Elite Four member is going to be our boy Flint, and he only has 2 fire types despite being a fire type trainer. Those are Infernape and Rapidash, as he leads off with his fiery horse. I Raichu just set up 2 nasty plots. The Rapidash went for a solar beam, not a fire type move, despite having the sun up, so it probably could have killed me. But with these 2 nasty plots, we can one-shot Rapidash and Infernape. His Lopunny as well, I don't really know why he has a Lopunny, but it does say something about Flint's tastes. Steelix is then 1 heavy boy, so that goes down to Grass Knot, and last up is a Drifblim. I don't really know why he has a Drifblim, but I can't level up to level 64 here because Lucian's highest level Pokemon is 63, but after I beat Lucian, the level cap goes up to level 66 for Cynthia, so I have to swap in Luxray. I know it's been a while since you've seen him once again, and by using Thunder, he ends it with a bang, so we can now move on over to Lucian. He has a Mr. Mime as his first Pokemon and sets up a Reflect and not a light screen. I don't know why, but I set up 2 nasty plots and then I get hit with a critical hit Psychic, putting me into the red. So I know I have to go for a Thunderbolt here to take down Mr. Mime, which is exactly what I do. He then has a Bronzong, which I managed to one-shot with Thunderbolt as well. And the last 3 Pokemon, Girafarig, Alakazam, and Medicham, all go down to Thunderbolts as well. No more prisoners for me. Raichu is taking them all down. One last Pokemon trainer away from becoming champion. So I lead off with the Raichu. I mean, who else am I going to lead off with against her Spiritomb? I immediately set up 2 nasty plots and she goes for 2 Silver Winds, getting her boosts twice. This Spiritomb is very scary right now, but my dumbass still sets up a nasty plot even though I can probably already one-shot all of her Pokemon. but luckily Cynthia doesn't go for a good move. She goes for Silver Wind again, which means that I'm going to survive and then kill with Thunderbolt. Gastrodon is then an easy one-shot with Grass Knot, and then the big Garchomp comes out. I know that if I miss this Focus Blast, it's over. I have to restart this entire run. I probably should have already restarted with that Spiritomb shenanigans, but Raichu doesn't disappoint, and he still hits the Focus Blast, killing Garchomp. Now the rest of her team is Lucario, which is another Thunderbolt, Milotic, another Thunderbolt, even though it's very specially bulky. And last up, Roserade. I was afraid that Thunderbolt wasn't going to one-shot, but it was my best bet, and it's still killed from full health. Otherwise, we probably still would have killed with the Luxray anyway. So that was that. We have defeated Cynthia with only, basically, I want to say electric type Pokemon, but only a Raichu. Hell, we've defeated 80% of this game with only a Raichu. I mean, what more can I say than Nasty Plot goes boom? All you need to beat a game is a Raichu with Nasty Plot, apparently. And I guess you also do need some dumb AI luck. I hope you guys enjoyed the new layout as well. I'm going to try to do this for every single Hardcore Nuzlocke video. And definitely let me know in the comments down below which game you want me to tackle next. And of course, which typing you want me to use, or maybe even someone's team. Before ending off the video, I want to thank my membership and Patreon supporters. As always, the support has been amazing. Thank you so much. If you want to sign up yourself, you can do so by clicking the links in the description. It does help me out very greatly. And with that out of the way, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. I'm zwiggojr, and I'll see you guys next time.